Season 4 of Breaking Bad explained. Before we get into the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Season 4 of Breaking Bad is one of the most intense and tightly constructed seasons in the series, focusing on the escalating conflict between Walter White and Gus Fring, the deepening moral decay of Walter, and the increasingly complicated relationships between all the main characters. It spans 13 episodes and carries forward the tension from the Season 3 finale, where the delicate balance between Walter, Jesse, and Gus begins to crumble. The season opens immediately after the dramatic cliffhanger of Season 3, where Walter's life is under constant threat. Season 4 dives into the deadly chess game between Walter and Gus. From the very beginning, it's clear that Gus sees Walter as a potential liability, but also an essential part of his meth empire. In the first episode, Box Cutter, Gus kills his loyal enforcer, Victor, in a shocking display of power in front of Walter and Jesse. This scene is pivotal because it communicates Gus's ruthlessness. He is not afraid to kill someone who has failed him, even someone who was his trusted right-hand man. This act immediately puts Walter and Jesse on edge, making them realize that Gus is a meticulous and lethal player in the drug trade. Throughout the early episodes, Walter grapples with his fear of Gus while also trying to find a way to regain control. Walter's personality is a mixture of ambition, pride, and desperation. Season 4 explores the transformation from him being reactive to being more strategic. His primary goal is survival, but as the season progresses, it becomes clear that his pride and ego increasingly drive his actions. His interactions with Jesse also evolve. Walter is manipulative, emotionally abusive, yet strangely dependent on Jesse's loyalty. Jesse, who was deeply traumatized by previous events, oscillates between fear, resentment, and loyalty toward Walter. This complicated dynamic is a central focus of the season. Gus, in contrast, is calm, calculating, and almost surgical in his approach to power. He consistently demonstrates his ability to manipulate everyone around him, including Hector Salamanca, a wheelchair-bound former cartel member whose hatred for Gus becomes a focal point later in the season. Gus' plan to expand his meth empire requires him to manage Walter, Jesse, and other players carefully, balancing intimidation with strategic incentives. This tension forms the backbone of Season 4's narrative. One of the season's key arcs is Walter's plotting against Gus. He realizes that his survival depends on removing Gus from the picture. Walter's transformation into a full-fledged anti-hero is on full display here. He begins orchestrating complex schemes, demonstrating his cunning and ability to manipulate circumstances, particularly with Jesse's assistance. Their relationship deepens in complexity. Jesse becomes Walter's pawn, yet also a partner in dangerous schemes, highlighting Walter's moral descent. Season 4 repeatedly emphasizes the theme of loyalty and betrayal. Walter is willing to betray almost anyone if it serves his survival or pride. Another critical subplot is the continued unraveling of Walter's personal life. His wife, Skylar, is increasingly aware of the danger surrounding him and the moral compromises he has made. Skylar's own transformation becomes more pronounced this season. She begins actively participating in money laundering and becomes complicit in Walter's criminal enterprise, highlighting the series' recurring theme of how crime corrodes everyone involved. Their relationship is strained, with Skylar alternating between fear, frustration, and pragmatic complicity. The tension escalates as the season progresses. Walter attempts several strategies to kill Gus, including using poison and setting up scenarios to manipulate Jesse. These plots fail initially, but each attempt reveals Walter's ingenuity and his growing comfort with morally reprehensible tactics. At the same time, Gus continues to assert control, subtly testing Walter's loyalty and assessing his usefulness. A significant turning point occurs with Hector Salamanca. Gus' past with Hector is revealed in flashbacks and present-day interactions. Hector, unable to speak or move due to his medical condition, becomes an unexpected weapon in Walter's plan. Walter, recognizing Hector's hatred for Gus, convinces Jesse to help orchestrate Gus' downfall. This plan, which relies on deception, patience, and precision, exemplifies Walter's transformation into a master manipulator. It also underscores the season's recurring theme. Intelligence and cunning can sometimes overcome brute force, but only through morally ambiguous and dangerous means. The climax of the season comes in the final episodes. Walter and Jesse successfully set their plan in motion. In one of the most memorable and iconic scenes in the series, Gus Fring is killed by an explosion orchestrated using Hector Salamanca as the instrument. This moment is visually striking and narratively satisfying, as it concludes the intense season-long cat-and-mouse game between Walter and Gus. Gus' death symbolizes Walter's full emergence as a major criminal force. He is no longer just a chemistry teacher trying to provide for his family. He is now a dangerous, calculating figure capable of orchestrating murder to secure his dominance. Season 4 also includes several smaller but significant storylines. Mike Ehrmantraut, Gus, enforcer and a morally complex character, continues to navigate his loyalty to Gus and his own code of ethics. Saul Goodman, the morally flexible lawyer, provides comic relief while also facilitating the darker aspects of Walter's criminal life. The season also touches on the cartel's broader influence, the ongoing consequences of violence, and the psychological toll of a life of crime on all characters, particularly Jesse. Thematically, Season 4 delves into power, control, and identity. Walter's struggle is not just against Gus, it's against his own limits, fears, and ego. The season explores how intelligence and resourcefulness can be both a tool for survival and a weapon of destruction. Characters are forced to confront the moral cost of their actions. Loyalty is tested, fear dictates decisions, and survival often requires betrayal. The season concludes with a sense of dark triumph for Walter, but it is not a purely victorious ending. The cost of survival is immense. Relationships are strained, moral boundaries shattered, and the shadow of violence looms over every success. Walter has won the battle against Gus, but the war of his criminal life is far from over, setting the stage for Season 5, where the consequences of his actions explode into full-scale chaos. In summary, Breaking Bad Season 4 is a masterclass in tension, character development, and narrative escalation. It chronicles Walter White's transformation from a desperate man trying to protect his family into a calculating anti-hero willing to manipulate, terrorize, and kill to secure his position. The season balances intricate plotting with intense character drama, moral ambiguity, and iconic cinematic moments, making it a critical pivot point in the series. Every episode ratchets up suspense, while deepening our understanding of the complex relationships and psychological transformations that define the show. If you made it this far into the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this.